one equalizes the target's health and adjacent enemies around the target so that their health is more symmetrical. But the problem is, if an enemy has more health and something has less, and you target the one with more, you've just given the one with less
more.
I see why they call that useless. Then there was this oddly specific... There was this other weird one that had this... Oh wait, there's an instant kill on this game.
There is?
Which they called useless because they said it never works, but in the footage of it never working, I noticed it worked over 70% of the time they use it.
What the hell is an instant kill?
It just voids out the target.
I mean, what cards do you use?
I forget what the slight is, but the enemy you target has a chance of being just instantly killed.
Does that work on any of the bosses?
No, but it works on
doesn't.
every enemy, but their argument to why it was useless. This is an instant kill that might fail when debatably things that just do damage could just do damage. Why instant kill a single target when
you do this?
That was kind of their argument.
Oh,
Speaking of which,
editor's note. Don't use the slide combo on bosses. It's worthless.
Yeah.
why did they not get stunned from it?
They can't get picked up, and if they can't get picked
no.
up, they don't take damage.
I didn't say that.
So then, why do you
It
not?
costs too much CP and it doesn't do enough damage. Because it doesn't. I don't know if you've noticed, but it doesn't do damage based on how long they're in the tornado.
No, it only does a set amount.
It does a set amount of damage every time you use it.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's a combination of arrow. What are the other two?
Oh yeah, actually, he's 100% right, guys. Don't use this on bosses. Period.
It's arrow, gravity, and a summon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes so much.
Because I want you to watch how much
So,
damage it does to this Neo Shadow.
It of course.
Only half of its life bar.
Well, of course, it's percentage based because
It's percentage-based cards and a
It's not
summon.
percentage.
Well, it's not percentage based.
It does a set amount of
It
damage.
does a set amount of damage.
technically gravity does a set amount
Does-
of damage.
No.
Because
gravity
those
does percentage based.
wizards have less health than that Neo Shadow, but didn't instantly die.
But the little ones instantly die, which means it's not percentage based. Because if it were percentage based, nothing could instantly die from this attack.
That's kind of weird, but I see what you mean. So,
Therefore,
so
it literally says, like,
this-
if basically we could sit there and say it does 50 damage.
I don't know if it's ever appeared in any later games, but in Sacred Stones, there was a dark tome that it didn't have an attack. The damage it did was your magic attack. If your magic attack was 20, it would do 20 hit points of damage.
Well, yeah, but remember, that's not a stat in this game. This game doesn't have stats like that.
Why do the tomes have fucking weight to them? Why?
What? What's weight?
No.
It-
It's weapon power.
Basically, and this is one of the reasons.
It's might.
Oh, you mean like silver and...
This is one of the many reasons Awakening is the best Fire Emblem game. Before, Awakening, I don't know if this was cut in, like, Ike's games or so, but I at least know Sacred Stones.
Well, I mean, that game literally says that Swordmasters get upgraded to another time.
Basically, what Sacred Stones did, every character had a stat at Constitution. Basically, every weapon had a way. I can't remember the math on this because it's convoluted as fuck, but it's basically the heavier a weapon was, the slower you are when wielding it, and the less accurate you are.
That Constitution, boy.
And again, Awakening got rid of that, once again proving why it is
No, I don't think
objectively
that's in
the...
Radiant Dawn, is it, Brian?
I'm not sure.
Did you not play it?
I mean, I played a little bit of it. I didn't finish it.
I don't remember it being there.
Probably isn't. That Constitution.
All I know
boy.
is the stat is fucking dumb, and also mildly sexist, because all the women have worse constitution.
What do you mean? That's biologically correct.
But...
Unless you have a stronger built woman.
But that's my point. I can understand like a mage or something maybe having a terrible.
I CP I need.
I could understand like a mage or something maybe having a terrible stat, but it's like this is a woman that's fighting with a broadsword. I feel like they should, you know, be decent at like wielding it.
Can they go 50-50 with no hope?
I don't know. Yeah. It's like a funny thing is because of the weight stat you had brought up before that the silver weapons are useless in basically are useless in Conquest because of like the stats and stuff they have without the weapon usage. I actually feel the silver weapons are useless in Sacred Stones because of their weapon usage. Yes, they deal a lot of damage.
But in Awakening, they're not. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Awakening proves that's not a problem.
In Path
if you
of
don't make it a
Radiance,
problem.
in Path of Radiance, it was replaced by strength in the attack speed calculation, but it was still a thing. But it was only normally used for certain stuff.
You know, like an actual sword and not magic, which is an intangible thing. Why does magic have fucking weight?
Why not?
Unless that it goes to my head canon that you're not really using magic and you are just whacking them over the head with a book.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong.
Rescuing calculation instead used the new weight stat, and aid was entirely removed. It, however, retained some of the niche usage in the calculations for Colossus and Shove. And then it was entirely removed in Shadow Dragon.
Am I right? I would say that you are the traitor, Marluxia. Since when were you suspicious of us? Do either one of us
what I was going to say was the funny thing is I feel because of the weight stat, like the silver weapons, I feel they are useless because yes, they deal a lot of damage, but I remember they weighed way too fucking much and you only get like 20 uses out of them.
Well, Carson, let me tell you. What is... Here's the problem, though.
I think they...
Here's the problem, though. You're literally telling me that they're useless if they have limited uses because of their low usage. But in a situation where you're like, I need more damage, you can pull that out, right? Versus a game... They are so... Versus a game that literally says, you have unlimited uses, but you still don't want to use this weapon, and you don't even want to buy it.
But the silver weapons are so goddamn heavy, you will either A, most likely be doubled, or B, have a shit dodge rate.
Hey.
I think they were heavy. Throw up the weight of the silver weapons and Sacred Stones. Throw the number up on the screen if I'm wrong.
That's in a game with Constitution. Let's say the game doesn't have Constitution.
I don't think Constitution or weight is a thing past Shadow Dragon.
It's not, and that's why Awakening is the best.
Wait, you mean the DS remake of the first game?
Yeah, DS remake Shadow Dragon.
Mm-hmm. I can get numbers for the older...
But I mean... To go with what's happening in the game right now, I just want to make the point. If those individuals are supposed to still be nobodies...
No, only one of them.
Oh.
Actually,
I'm just gonna stop.
Let me retort to that one. That one that we think might be a nobody doesn't have yellow eyes and might be a somebody.
And
Kingdom Hearts has the best plot, guys.
I was gonna say something about this game, and then he said something, and I said, "Yep." Now it's pointless. Now it's pointless to even talk.
And the funny thing is, you talked about the silver weapons being good in Awakening. I still didn't like them in Awakening because, again, I felt the large power was not worth it for their shitty amount of uses.
Because I could literally just...
And also, plus, I literally just put Robin and the waifu paired up together in the front and Nosferatu'd everything.
No, but like what I'm saying is, Carson... Is that when I use my sword masters who are broke and throw silver weapons on them, you know what they do? They damage things. And I have enough money and resources that I can just keep buying silver weapons.
I don't use silver weapons for sword masters. I keep killing weapons on them.
These packs you're getting is better than the packs that you bought.
I don't really keep, like, silver weapons on like, sword masters. I keep the killing edge on them because of the critical hit rate.
But yeah.
You ain't gonna be doing that in Conquest.
And also, that's because most of them have a low attack.
Oh, yeah, they don't even... You
ain't gonna be doing that in Conquest.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a killing weapon, that means they might actually crit once.
Yeah, they're gonna crit. They're gonna crit for 10 times 3. 10 times. Which means still alive. And you're gonna sit there and name weapons really bad things just because somebody has a character limit based passive. So you're gonna have somebody over there swinging his sword that's named the Yamaguchi Ichi.
Also,
just because it has to have 12 characters or else he doesn't get the bonus.
Also, why do the sacred weapons have durability? It would be like if the Master Sword had durability. Oh, wait!
Hey, actually, they've stopped doing that.
Yeah.
In what game?
Awakening.
Again, point 1 Awakening.
And I think, and in well, obviously in Conquest. But I mean, as far as
yeah, tell that to Sacred Stones. Also, I'm just going to throw this fact out there. The main characters of Sacred Stones, the special weapons for them at the end of the game are named after a pair of twins from a play that was about incest. So yeah, it's canon.
I don't think that's how that logic works.
There it is!
Oh, wait, oh no, those two clearly are into that. Have you seen their dialogue, the way they talk to each other? But then again, everyone just...
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, that girl Erica was talking up that Seth like, hey, yo.
But then again, everyone, God, damn it, I can't straight face this, but then again, everyone, rides Ephraim's Killer Lance, if you know what I'm saying.
Damn it, Garland. And don't get me started on the stupid Master Sword's durability.
Means it comes back after enough time.
Master Sword is...
You gotta balance that OP weapon, man. You
But
can't
it's...
be spamming it.
But it's not OP.
You gotta balance that OP weapon, man. You can't just say you spamming it now.
Its power was 60, right?
It is 30 base, 60 if you're around Calamity.
Yeah. I think it's actually kind of worth it.
Yes it is.
You don't even have to go to, like, heavy weapons like the giant Lionel Club to get better than that. Just, like, the standard Lionel swords are better than that.
It is 30 base, 60 around Calamity.
The Edge of Duality, that never ended up breaking in the playthrough, right?
No, it
Because
does
you
not.
never really used it.
Because that game is not designed well.
What the hell was that? Oh.
I will keep saying it. That game,
Well,
Breath of the Wild, is not designed well.
Well, because, again, I feel it actually has the same durability problem,
Yes.
which is...
Yes, it does.
You never...
What are you talking about, man? That's the best game ever.
You
That's
never
what every
use
game journalist said.
Like, you never use the overpowered things because they'll just break. The power's not worth it for how short they last.
Exactly. And because of how open and convoluted the game is, most areas don't equate well. You get an overpowered weapon, but if you lose it and you're in an area, then you just have to deal with lesser weapons, and the entire fundamental flaw of that game is that there's no good way to get weapons until you're near the end of it. And even that is still iffy as hell, and what I think would have been a perfectly okay idea is that the champion weapons and the Master Sword should have been free, unlimited use that takes up no inventory slot. Because the champion weapons and the Master Sword are not really that powerful, other than the Goron Club, And if someone tries to argue but a free unlimited 60 powered weapon, because the Goron Club was 60, as far as clubs go, that
was a two-handed weapon, right?
Yes, it's a slow, heavy two-handed weapon, and there are stronger clubs.
Again, the Lionel weapons.
If you want...
Well, like we had the Edge of Duality, that thing was 50 through most of the... Oh, actually, you never did anything with it, so it was always 50.
I used it a couple of times, but it was a solid 50, and I found that off to the side. The entire thing that would have made that game better, so you would have at least had something, is if the champion weapons and the Master Sword had unlimited uses. That at least gives you one of every weapon that doesn't break, and then the Master Sword is just a weird bonus weapon.
And the funny thing is, they seem to have realized the Master Sword being able to break, well, break in quotations, was bullshit, because one of the things of DLC is a quest that can get you a permanent Master Sword. Apparently, you can always get it to, like, be permanent.
You double its power, and I think it never breaks.
So you basically make it a permanent 60.
Which
is what it should have been
from the get-go, because you have to go out of your way for it.
I'm not sure if I made this one as well.
Talking about the Master Sword, that reminded me of this video. Like, there was that guy who that series of that person who does, like, stupid challenge runs of games, and they started that series by doing stupid challenge runs of Breath of the Wild, and they had brought up in this, like, limited heart run where they were trying to be limited but get the best ending. They were like, you technically need...
Dude who did a game without climbing?
Yes.
I love that guy.
They were like, you technically need 13 hearts, but you're probably wondering how I'm gonna get those without getting, like, heart containers and stuff, and they brought up, all you have to do is sell your soul to Satan, and they turn stamina upgrades into HP. Just went to get the Master Sword.
Oh my gosh, he did that because he did, was it, yeah.
Yeah, I never...
Well, no, the best part about that video was that he had like the 3-minute monologue of him trying to get over the first wall. And then after he got over there, he was like, okay, now really now, that was the hardest part of the game.
The run is done.
Has anyone beaten Ganon in their underwear with a stick yet? Or is that the first thing people did?
That guy tried to beat Ganon with only mops.
Hey, that man physically beat Mario Odyssey without jumping.
Oh god damn it! Why do you do this?
He beat Mario Odyssey without jumping.
Though I can't wait to see people beating
he got to a point where he couldn't figure out why he couldn't beat it because he kept having jumps, and then he found out it's because there were points in the game where it can. Oh god.
Yeah, I watched. There are points in the game where the game counts you as jumping even when you don't.
Oh
jump.
god, he says. As the game is like, hey, do this stupid thing to get you off from the end. But this is also why we gave you like 800 rooms.
I cannot wait for when the Dark Souls remaster finally comes out on Switch for people to play that with the Pokemon controller.
God.
You know they're gonna do it.
God.
A guy already beat...
Oh my god.
A guy already beat Dark Souls with the Donkey Kong Bongo.
Guys.
Gabe said
why
we are gating.
Why is the Lord testing me?
I don't know.
The price.
What did I do?
The Price is Wrong noise doesn't get a content ID, right? Edit that in there.
They don't even want me to leave.
Of course, I also have just a generic wah trumpet.
Pick one of the two. Either The Price is Wrong or the...
I don't have The Price is Wrong, but I have...
wah trumpet. No, but what you do have is all the big spoken dialogue of Sonic Adventure.
And the problem with that is... I needed big audio, so I downloaded all of it.
Why didn't you just go for the fishing audio?
Because they only
I
had
would
the...
have laughed if that was a 0.
Because they only had the zip folder and I wasn't willing to go digging entirely through it.
Not even gonna lie, I would have laughed if that was a 0.
So I download...
And the game literally said, fuck you.
So I download all of Big's
Shut up,
spoken
boy.
audio for an
I've
editing
literally
joke.
gotten like multiple zeros trying to get like a 5.
Scene paid the price for disloyalty when she disappeared.
I also have, like, most of Sonic's audio from Sonic Colors on my computer. And some sound effects.
The organization's betrayed. In that name, I will annihilate you.
This voice acting is really awkward.
Line's not you.
It's always been
The
awkward.
other non...
No, like this game. Normally the game's voice acting is pretty good, but like this game specifically, I don't know what's off about it. But they're like doing funny things. Like they were told to voice act like no one knew anything about these characters, but they'd already done these characters.
Honestly, I don't think Nomura understands
Because this game
the
was
characters.
voice acted after Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes, it was.
Which means it's like somebody looked at Axel and said, hey, pretend like no one knows who Axel is. Pretend like you've never voice acted Axel.
You know, I never noticed before, but Marluxia's scythe has that weird curve to it.
Your
Like
point?
his dick.
Why would you design it that way?
Because it's representative of his dick.
Axel says he's willing to harm Nominate to get me.
An interesting detail is Marluxia. The reason his hair is pink and most of his attacks give off flower petals in... I'm going to go full weeb here for a moment. In Japan, cherry blossoms are life and death in nature. So his aesthetic is cherry blossoms. And that's why he casts Doom at the beginning of the fight in Kingdom Hearts 2.
And nothing is wrong with downloading all of Big's spoken dialogue.
Everything is wrong with that.
It's less than a gig!
Yes, but it's less than a gig that is being dedicated to Big.
But now I can edit Big sound effects into videos.
I guess what Grandma always said was right. When you want to shoot something into the sun, right, you have to do it yourself.
I love Futurama.
Hermes, don't press that button. And I love that he pauses for a minute.
Hermes! Okay.
Yeah, I noticed, and it's probably because of the way this game handles things, but the bosses in this game don't start getting, like, really damaged sponge amounts of health until the end. I swear by the middle of Kingdom Hearts 2, most, bosses had about this much health.
No.
Anyway.
I guess I'm just used to thinking about the data fights, which are awful.
Hopefully from the
Why are
record...
the data fights all...
They fucking cheat.
How do they cheat?
Go watch people speed run them to get that. Basically, the data fights essentially have this value to where the more damage you do
It's
to
the
them,
revenge value. I get that. Again, what's wrong with them?
because in most cases it will get to a certain point where they will just start spamming essentially one move.
Yeah, but you can avoid that by not triggering the range value.
But you're going to just... Unless you
if
actively know how the revenge value works, you're not going to...
If we want to be completely honest, Kingdom Hearts bosses have had revenge values since Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yes, but
Actually, they haven't.
Sephiroth is proof of that.
Yes, but with the exception of Sephiroth...
I thought we determined that he just queued up random commands.
We determined that Sephiroth queues up Fire 2 every time you hit him.
you and Fire too.
Basically simulating that Sephiroth will always do Fire 2 every time you hit him. But only when you hit him. So if anything, Sephiroth may not have a revenge value, but Sephiroth definitely does have coding that says that he will do Fire 2 when he is hit by Sora.
Okay.
Feel the heat.
Feel the heat. Them zeros, I'm pulling out my ass.
Burn, baby. We can react on time now because we don't have an audio delay anymore.
How are you not dead there?
That and
I'm about to ask, how does that work?
What the fuck was that?
He auto life.
Oh yeah, they're...
I was about to ask, how does that work exactly?
That.
I forgot we...
You die and then you don't die?
You die and you don't die. Man, he got the dodges on it, man.
no.
He warps.
He's dodging all that shit.
He's
Keith pulling zeros out of his ass.
I hope you, and this is more from a perspective of recording and not so much from a perspective of viewers, I hope you folks appreciate
Fuck your magic tree.
I hope you folks appreciate the instant lag-free recording.
Oh, thank
Ooh,
God,
that
Donna.
blizzard. Clutch blizzard.
If
Donald.
you had done fucking fire, let's just say we would have been having roasted duck that night.
Hey, we trusted in our friends and he didn't let us down.
But what if he did?
I would have screwed on.
If he did, we would have been having roasted duck.
Are
that
you
night.
guys enjoying the instant lag-free
I was
recording?
prepared for that situation, actually. Because I was going to heal and then
Good.
pray.
It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, what did you guys think of this Axel fight? Personally, I think it can be kind of challenging. I cut past Sean dying, so even Sean had some trouble with him due to how much damage Axel can do in this fight. It's not the most challenging battle, but he can easily drain your HP if he starts pulling off his crazy combo moves because he hits really hard. But anyway, I would really love to know what you guys think. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. My social media links are in the video description, but now I need to be a shell for a minute. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and leave some comments. If you want to keep up with our videos, hit the subscription button and ring the notification bell. And if you follow me on social media, that helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. See you all next time.